Ever ponder why we act in the manners that we do, in terms of our thoughts, feelings, and behaviors? Numerous people find it to be fascinating. Because of this, a lot of what we do and who we are is influenced by the way of our thoughts work. There is a wealth of knowledge of how the brain, the mind, and human behavior. Despite the fact that there are still many unresolved issues and much work to be done, we can better comprehend both ourselves and others by studying the underpinnings of behavior in the human mind. We've included some genuinely fascinating information about the psychology of human behavior in this video to help you understand why we think, feel, and act the way we do. Welcome to Thrivetastic. If you're new here, why not hit that subscribe button and join our community? And as always guys, give this video a thumbs up for that YouTube algorithm. Number 1. Things that occur to us when we're young adults stay with us permanently. Ever notice how frequently folks in their 60s and 70s talk about their 20s? Alternatively, have you ever questioned why so many people enjoy coming-of-age tales? This phenomenon is called the reminiscence bump. We tend to remember events from our youth and early adulthood more fondly. This is partly because of the emotional intensity of this time, due to the numerous decisions and changes that take place during that period. These new experiences make them far more memorable, including graduation, marriage, and childbirth. As a result of their connection to self-identity and major influence on a person's attitude, beliefs, and life goals. Research also indicates that memories are readily accessible from the reminiscence bump. Number 2. Finding good solutions can be achieved by approaching your issues from a third-person view. Do you think more clearly and sensibly about other people's problems than your own? Solomon's paradox states that the majority of people's responses are yes. No matter their age, people are more likely to make sensible decisions when considering someone else's concerns, rather than their own. Having stated that, a self-distancing technique can get rid of this prejudice. The next time you encounter a personal difficulty, use your critical thinking abilities by taking a step back and viewing your circumstances from a distance. Number 3. The least aware of their own incompetence are the most incompetent people. This has undoubtedly happened in front of you, perhaps at a holiday family dining table. During the lunch, a member of the extended family starts arguing that they are correct, and everyone else is stupid, uneducated, or simply mistaken. Everyone in the room is able to see this person's ignorance. They carry on anyhow, blissfully ignorant of their own foolishness. This cognitive bias, known as Dunning-Kruger effect, causes people to overestimate their intelligence and abilities. They exaggerate their true talents because they have inadequate cognitive capacities and poor self-awareness. Number 4. Aggressive dogs are typically owned by hostile people. According to research, people who own violently stereotyped breeds tend to have personalities that are more prone to wrath, violence, and hostility. Could it be that individuals select pets that mirror them in some way? We often choose friends and companions who share our preferences and inclinations. Why not pets then, perhaps? However, there may be factors that also have an impact on people's aggressiveness and breed preferences. For example, those who are socially isolated, receive few visitors, or reside in high-crime areas are more prone to experience chronic stress, which would make them more aggressive. As a result, they may be more likely to choose a guard dog like a Rottweiler or a Pit Bull. Number 5. Daydreamers tend to be more inventive. When you daydream in class or during a business meeting, do you frequently face consequences? Though it's not always the case, mind wandering is frequently seen as a bad quality. Daydreaming may actually be a sign of creativity and intelligence. High degrees of mind wandering are associated with high levels of measured creativity and intelligence, according to a study. Additionally, those who daydream frequently not only seem to have better IQ scores on IQ tests, but their brains also seem to work more effectively. Yes, some individuals have brains that are more effective than others. With this, they have a greater capacity for thought, and as a result, they may find that their minds wander when completing simple activities. When necessary, they can pause conversations or work projects to zone out, then smoothly come back to it without missing any important information or instructions. Number 6. Refusal hurts. Have you experienced rejection as if you had been punched in the stomach? What causes that specifically? Evidently, that's how our brains are programmed to react. It turns out that rejection activates the same brain regions as physical pain. Because they cause actual, albeit emotional, suffering, even little rejections hurt more than they should. Number 7. Being able to speak in a foreign language modifies your decisions. You might assume that people would make the same conclusions regardless of the language they were speaking, or that the challenge of using a foreign language would cause people to make less methodical decisions. But it's actually the other way around. One study found that learning a foreign language helped people make better decisions. It is necessary to mute our native tongue when speaking a foreign language. We also need to suppress our irrational instincts in order to think clearly. According to studies on brain imaging, the same brain regions are used for rational cognition and using a second language. Furthermore, intuition and emotion are similarly blocked when a foreign language speaker activates the inhibitory area of their brain. Because of this, people who speak a foreign language make more thoughtful decisions. Number 8. We criticize a person's conduct on their character, unless it's us. Have you ever been annoyed by someone cutting you off while driving just to do the same thing to someone else a short while later? And even thought the person who cut you off irritated you and thought, what a jerk? You probably rationalize your actions to yourself, since you were rushing and you only did it once. Unfortunately, we often assume that individuals' actions are harmful because they are bad people. The tendency to attribute a person's actions to their character rather than any external circumstances is referred to as the fundamental attribution fallacy. Number 9. We think that other people are more gullible than we are. We don't seem to be conscious of our own effects as we are of how advertising affects of others. The third-person effect is the term used to describe this. However, people aren't able to see how an advertisement or persuading message affects them personally. Even worse, when it's an advertisement for something they don't care about, they are more likely to downplay its importance. Your emotions, desires, and even attitude are all subconsciously influenced by the mass media messages you are exposed to on a regular basis, even if you're unaware of it. Number 10. Dopamine leads to an addiction to information seeking. Has it ever happened to you to spend hours looking through your social media feed? The dopamine-seeking reward loop is the root cause of everything. The dopamine is referred to as the pleasurable molecule, since it encourages you to engage in enjoyable behaviors, like eating, having sex, using drugs, and other such activities. Dopamine, however, also stimulates your curiosity and urge to learn more. Because of this, as you browse through your feed, your dopamine loop is stimulated, making you want to scroll further in search of additional details. What's worrying is that there's just never enough information to satisfy you. Before something stops you from scrolling, you'll probably do so. Number 11. Helping others regularly can increase your life expectancy. Giving of your time, money, or energy to help others is good for the world and for you. It has been demonstrated that volunteering in the community improves one's happiness, health, and sense of well-being. Regular volunteer work can improve your sense of purpose in life by reducing stress and preventing illness. This could be as a result of the fact that volunteering improves our social lives and decreases loneliness. Additionally, psychologists have discovered that people who regularly volunteer tend to live longer than people who don't engage in such activities. Even though the majority of these facts were found through research involving small groups of people, keep in mind that they nevertheless reveal a lot about human nature. They do, however, offer a great approach to pose questions and start delving into the enigmatic world of psychological research. Thank you for watching this Thrivetastic video. So if you found it valuable, consider subscribing to our channel and joining our awesome community. And if you're still hungry for more, we handpicked this awesome Thrivetastic video for you to watch next.